Hello everyone, Mikas here for your live electronic music tutorials, episode 224, and I keep on making music in real time. However, this time I'm gonna switch it up, we'll switch it down, we'll switch it around a little bit. I'm gonna work on a very specific element that is progressive plucks. I will show you guys how to make massive progressive plucks in the style of the early Sasha, and really something that is like room shattering, like plucks that are really rocking the crowd. That is like a very specific thing to progressive. It's a super simple pattern. So first I'll show you the pattern. Second, we're gonna do some layering with it with the bass. Then I'm gonna apply some effect on it. I'm gonna layer some drums. I'm gonna do all kinds of tricks that can get you guys to make the biggest plucks ever. And if you like the track that I'm working on, guys, of course it's available as a template on our website here, no, there, on our website, weMakeDanceMusic.com, also wmdm.io really. It's available as a template for Logic Pro X. I don't even use any plugins to it. I use Alchemy, layered the sound, you know, really did more processing. All the stuff that is in Logic is good. You just need a little bit more work or love, if you want to call it this way. And of course, every single of those video that you're saying, the other 223, always come with a template. Well, this template is already online and it's a premium one. It's loaded. I spent like tens of hours on it to make it a track. It will actually get released. I'm not really on point to release some music yet, but I believe that maybe by next summer I'm gonna release some music again, guys, because I've been way too busy with the show and of course with We Make Dance Music. So let's make some huge plucks, guys. So first of all, I'm gonna show you the pattern that I use that is a classical pluck pattern for progressive house. I'm gonna zoom it in so you can see it here. So basically this, and the result of this is this. So those are plucks. There's two layers of plucks in here. Let's deconstruct it a little bit so you can see the pattern here. This is 1, 3, and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 6. 1, 3, 6. Tack. The chord is like a D with a G. Simple. You can use any chord. I think this is personally this worked very well for me. So let's listen to just this top plucks here. And of course, I have, you could call this a filter, but I have an EQ on here with some automation. You can see it's opening. It's around 100K, 200K. Now it's opening, so we're gonna get a bit of the upper. Gonna go into the second pluck channels here. So this is more mid. So this one's gonna have a bit more of a upper sound to it. As you can see, it's already, has a different opening. It's a different sound too. So both of those together. And to top it off, of course, I have a bass line that is on the same pattern, as you can see here, except it's a single note. It's the D, simple D. I think a D is good for this, so let's listen to it. There's a good amount of side chain, so if we pull the kick too, this is gonna make a big difference. So without the kick, not uninteresting, cool, but with the kick. So the kick is really pulling them in control. And I also have a synth bus here with a compressor on all of the channels. So I'm compressing the signal of those three together. And they are also individually compressed, but not sidechain. So you can hear it's opening. You can look at the automations here. So I'm going up in the filter. Because I use a Logic Pro X EQ and not a filter, I can really control the frequency super precisely. If you use some kind of filter plugin, analogy thing, maybe not. It's gonna be a bit harder to achieve the same effect. So I like those plucks a lot, guys. They're pretty cool. We're gonna go where they open a little bit more in the track, around, I think around here. And we're gonna bring the rest of the track. Actually, I'm gonna play you a bit of the track, guys. I think it worth a bit of a listen. So you have the plucks hitting, and then kind of a little bit to answer the plucks, we have some drums. this. Is it, I cannot hear it because it's in a group or something? Oh, because I have to solo this too. So just after you solo an element, you can definitely hear it a lot more. And other elements are coming in, of course. I call this track Atlas for a god, a Greek god. I'm gonna add a phase of naming tracks after Greek gods. Okay, so you know we have this synth bus here, which I'm gonna go. This is nice. This is really punchy. I guess I have. Oh, I also use another trick here. Oh, guys, this is a little bit advanced. I mean, I don't know if you guys know. It's like a reverse comb filter. So I take a peak frequency here. And then I really put a lot of emphasis. You can see it's +10, and then you can hear the sweep. It's sweeping in this frequency as the filter are also opening, so it really brings something special. But what I want to do here is use a plugin, which I think is pretty mad. If you guys have Waves, it's called TransX. It's really like a dynamic push, I would say. TransX stereo. So this really push the dynamics. I want it to be bigger, but I guess I cannot. This is a no plugin. I haven't used that for a while. So if we want to push, we can take one of the preset to start. I would say punchy in the middle. Yeah, that's about right. And then we can play with it a little bit, play with the lows. I don't want to punch so much, I just want this. So if we turn it off, it's nice, but with it you have this kind of plucky first kind of bit that really bite hard. So without. So this is a really nice and easy way to really punch the plucks. You can also sensitivity on, off, low, duration. So you have a duration of a pluck 7 milliseconds. You can really make it longer, up to 500 milliseconds, half a second. And then you can release it either very slow or very fast. If you want to like a really quick attack pluck, so without, with. Put it a bit longer. Millisecond, and then put it in the mix without. Oof, it's a bit bland without it, guys. I mean, definitely a plus here. And while there's already a lot of effects on there, I think I have here a delay designer without. This definitely make an immense difference, guys. This is 1/16 with. This is really, you know, like a massive difference with Plucks. And another thing that you can do is to take one of your drums. I'm gonna pick any drums really. I'm gonna take the pattern here. I'm gonna pick noise, maybe not, an impact here. I'm going to use this. I'm not going to go into polyphonic. I'm just going to use one. And I guess this is an old version of Drum Machine Designer here. So it's an older project, and strangely Logic didn't ask me to update to a newer one. So I guess the project that I made in an older version still load in the older version, because the newer version I could tune. I guess I cannot do that with this. So not important. I'm gonna go here in the samples. So I took the exact same pattern, and I'm gonna go and electronic drum kit pieces. Yeah, kit pieces here. I want to have some toms and maybe a lower tom, but I'm not too certain. It's here it is. Oh, that's good. When it loads, you can hear it a little bit. I kind of like this. This could be good. The question is, I'm gonna replicate that to try to make, I'm gonna do a 4-bar loop here. It's nice, but not. There's a nice tone to it with the. I'm gonna browse. This is interesting because of a little noisy kind of thing. That's I kind of like. Let's listen to it. There's a bit too much resonance. Nope. I want to continue here. I'm gonna go into low tones because the already better. Oh yeah, this is the one. Can I drop it? Ah, now it works, so nothing to understand. When I loaded it, I couldn't, but now I can because it loaded a Q sampler channel right here in the mix. So we can add a bit more dimension to it by sending to one of the bus. Nothing here. I think I should have a reverb here. Let's send it to it just to exaggerate a little bit. So without, if I turn it off and with, if I want to be a bit wise, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna be, okay, this drum is cool. I think I want to take the 1/16th delay from here and drop it onto this drum, which is, well, now I'm gonna have to find it. The drum, which is here. Good, so we can take, so it's selected here. So I can go back to my synth mid Plucks here. And then I can take the data designer and drop it here. Boom, just like this. Bit intense for now. We don't want this much. I think I would probably drop some of the lows. Don't need so much of the punch, more of the tone. Without. With. Just a little bit. Give a bit of dimension. Make it less static. A bit tough to balance that in the mix now. So guys, that worked. That will definitely work. If I want to push it further, let's say that we keep on working on this track and we like what is happening, you know, I think I'm gonna pick another synth, which will be silent, which I didn't use on the original because I didn't use any plugins. So, like I said, if you want this project, you can go onto our site and you can get this project and have fun with it. Now I will take a synth that has got a little bit more, well, it's actually a lot more tone, which is easier to work with because it's all the presets are so rich and, you know, it's a bit ridiculous. Make things a lot easier. Download update? No. I want definitive collection here. No. By the way, I pay for this, guys, so if you use silent, I would pay for it. If you pay for it and didn't pay for it eventually, guys. This is necessary. You need to pay for your software. Like I said, eventually. If you use it and, you know, sometimes there's a sale or something, I would buy it. Those guys, you know, they make a living too of what they do, and if we never pay for anything, you know, they're gonna struggle and they're gonna shut down, and we won't have amazing synths to play with. So maybe not such a good thing. So guys, I'm gonna select another layer of Pluck. I will drop the mid Plucks here just to replace it with another Pluck, because if you want to make huge Plucks, guys, you need you know, silent. It's already good, but let's explore a little bit. Classic prog. Sound a lot like the one I was using, really. I think I'm going to drop the delay a little bit. It's a bit too intense for this. Classic prog again. Those are not quite Plucks, really, but mouse things, those. I think the first one was the best. With this track at least. So you have the rest of the part, but to fit that in the middle. Because we already have our TransX here, anything I will put there will sound crazy. So it's important, like let's say you have your bass, your core channel stack, and then you try some things in there, and then you can remix things in there, and you can even save it as a template to use on any track you work on. So now we have there's a lot of punch because of this. And we can also, of course, open the filter, and personally I would probably leave it here. Try to balance it in the mix a little bit. Guys, the pattern is super simple. So what you need to groove this, plus you can hear that there's some sound effects at the top, some automations here. So let's just do a simple automation in silent to create some movement. Just record a bit, then take it like that and bring it up. We can hear a certain amount of progression. And of course, like I said, I have this other trick here on top of all this. I mean, to make things interesting, to create some good movement, to have some big plucks. I don't think it's super complicated. You can also do one key. We can do 1-4-8-12, you know, which would be every 4 beats. And this is the dead mouse kind of thing that made him famous, and it's super simple. You really don't need to break your heads on the wall to make some really cool progressive plucks, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this really short little tutorial about plucks. I'm gonna do more of these so you guys can understand the processes and how to make really interesting parts of music to put together to make some amazing music with you guys. And if you get a second, check our site, wavesmusic.com. And until next time, guys, may the sound be with you.